going on, guys? Welcome back to Talking About Baseball. We have yet another trade deadline recap. Like I said, I never upload on Sundays, so we have a ton to cover from yesterday and today. A lot has gone on today, so let's get into it. We're going to be starting off with a pretty minor deal, in fact, probably the most minor of the video, and that is Nicky Lopez to the Braves. Earlier during the trade deadline, about a week ago, the Braves traded for Taylor Hearn from the Rangers, and they're trading him away immediately. He is going to the Royals for utility man Nicky Lopez. He's pretty much like a younger Ire Adrianza, so I'm not really sure how much he'll play into the Braves' plans, but he could help them on a World Series run, but I don't think he'll be very influential. Next up, we have the Twins listening on Sonny Gray amongst other pitchers. The Twins have not been having a great season, and even if they do trade Sonny Gray, who has been one of the best pitchers in the American League this year, they could still finish in first place as they are in the weakest division in baseball. Next up, we have the Angels trading for C.J. Cron and Randal Grichuk. Grichuk was drafted by the Angels right before Mike Trout back in 2009, and he is returning to Los Angeles. C.J. Cron has also formerly played for the Angels, and there will be two big bats adding into the lineup that will definitely help the Angels, especially Randal Grichuk with Mike Trout's injury, and they are proving Shohei Ohtani that he is here to win and they want him to stay. Next up, we have the fact that Jazz Chisholm is back on the Marlins team. He is ready to go. He is off the IL. He has been on the IL twice this year now, but he is back, and he is ready to roll, and he may be able to help the Marlins to a playoff. Next up, we have A.J. Pollock being traded to the San Francisco Giants. This happened pretty recently today. That'll help the Giants in their playoff push. They're second in the National League West, and I think they will definitely make the playoffs. Next up, we have Justin Verlander potentially going to the Dodgers and Orioles. Both teams have the prospects to be able to make this deal happen, but it'll definitely cost a lot. Verlander is also on a large contract, so the Mets will most likely pay some of his contract so they can get some better prospects in return, just like the Max Scherzer deal. Speaking of that Max Scherzer deal, he was officially traded to the Rangers. I talked about it 2 days ago when I uploaded my video, but it was not for sure at the time, and we also did not know that they would be getting back Ronald Acuna Jr.'s brother, Luis Angel Acuna. The Mets are also paying over half of his contract for the next 2 seasons, and we'll see what he can do paired up with Jacob deGrom for another year. The Padres have swept the Rangers, and the Padres have almost officially said that they will not be selling. They are in an NL West division where they can still definitely make the playoffs, but they're definitely going to have to buy some players at the deadline. They did have some top players that could have been traded in Blake Snell, Josh Hader, and Juan Soto, but along with those players, they will also be keeping Fernando Tatis Jr., Manny Machado, Joe Musgrove, and plenty of other players. Next up, we have another huge deal for the Rangers, and that is Jordan Montgomery and Chris Stratton going to the Rangers. These are two big pitchers, especially Montgomery, that will help them, as Nathan Eovaldi is on the 15-day injured list, and as we already know, Jacob deGrom is out for the year. Also, another recent trade, we have Mark Canha heading to the Brewers. He will help their outfield. I don't know how much he's totally going to contribute, but the Mets are selling, and he will definitely help a struggling Brewers lineup. Speaking of the Rangers, as we were just talking about Jordan Montgomery and the Max Scherzer deal, they are still looking for more help, and mainly in the bullpen. And speaking of bullpen help, the Blue Jays got that the other day trading for Cardinals relief pitcher Jordan Hicks. He can throw 105 miles per hour, and he will definitely help out the Blue Jays as Jordan Romano has headed to the IL. Next up, we have another team that's going to be looking for some things like the Rangers are, and that's the Yankees. They are committed to buying, and they are looking for some pitchers, a catcher, and a third baseman, as Josh Donaldson has been awful and injured. The big trade of today, as I'm recording this, is the Rays trading for Aaron Savale. They dealt first baseman Kyle Manzardo, who is one of the top hitting first basemen in the minors and one of the best hitters, and he will definitely help out the Guardians as they have one of the weakest offenses in baseball right now. But their pitching is not in a good spot as they just traded away one of their best pitchers from recent times, and Shane Bieber is on the injured list. Next up, we have the fact that Dylan Cease may be traded away from the White Sox, and he might also be going to my Cubs, but actually I haven't heard anything about that. I just hope it happens. And we also have Paul Sewald going to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Their bullpen's been a little iffy this year, and Sewald will definitely help them close out games as the Mariners are having a minor sale this year. And to close out the video, we're going to have a trade that my Chicago Cubs made, and that is trading for Nationals third baseman Jeimer Candelario. former Nationals third baseman Jeimer Candelario. He was actually drafted by the Cubs. He came up with the Tigers, and he was pretty good until he wasn't. Then he signed with the Nationals this year, and he's had a comeback season. And there was actually just an article written about him the other day about how he was tuning out the deadline noise. Well, he just got traded to the Cubs. It is officially done deal. Jeimer Candelario will be on the Cubs, and I think he will be playing more first base for us than third. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you tomorrow with another deadline recap, and tomorrow is the trade deadline. There will be a trade deadline video coming out tomorrow. I will not be able to stream or do anything live while the trade deadline is ending, but I should have something coming out pretty soon after that, probably around 5 o'clock Central Time tomorrow. I hope you all enjoy, and once the deadline is over tomorrow, I will have my deadline grades and reactions to all of the teams, and that'll be coming out in the next few days. I hope you all enjoy the new content that's coming up. I'm enjoying making videos a whole lot more lately, and I will see you then. Goodbye.